Hey, my name is Claudia, and I am the PA student that's going to be demonstrating parts of the Neuro exam, including the mini mental exam, the frontal release signs, and the reflexes. So first I would just start by noting the patient's general appearance, their mood, behavior, and speech quality. And to start the mini mental exam, I would assess their orientation by asking questions about the time and place. Can you tell me what year it is? Can you tell me the date? Can you tell me what month this is, what day of the week it is, and what season we're in now? Can you tell me where we are? What state are we in? What town or city are we in? What county is this? What building are we in? And what floor are we on? And next I would move on to registry. So I would tell the patient 3 unrelated words and ask them to repeat them back to me. So apple, table, penny. And then could you also please remember these 3 words? I'm going to ask you to recall them at a later time. Next I'm going to move on to attention. So I would ask the patient to spell the word world backwards for me. And then for language, I would ask the patient to name 2 objects. So, can you tell me what this is? And can you tell me what this is? Can you repeat after me? No ifs, ands, or buts. Can you please take this paper and fold it in half with your right hand and place it on the floor, like so. Next, can you please read the instructions on this card and do what it says? And then can you please write a sentence for me? And can you please copy these 2 pentagons for me? And now can you please recall those 3 words that I mentioned earlier? Apple, table, penny. And that's the conclusion of the mini mental exam. So next I'm going to demonstrate the frontal release signs. So one would be the glabellar here. I just tap right between the eyebrows. And then for the snout, just right here under the nose. And then here at the corners of the mouth for rooting. And then on the palms, on the ulnar surface, I would just stroke here to see if there's any finger grasping. And then for the reflexes, I would have the patient in a gown with all extremities exposed, and I would be doing these reflexes bilaterally, so on both sides. So for the first one, for biceps, I would have the patient just I would have them turn their palm face down and just relax on the lap with their elbow slightly bent. And here I would actually be locating the biceps tendon with my my index finger, and then I would be using my reflex hammer to actually strike my index finger to feel that jolt. And then for the triceps reflex next, I would have the patient bend their elbow like so, and then I would take my reflex hammer and just strike there on the back of their elbow, just right on that triceps tendon. And then for the supinator reflex, I would again have the patient relax their hand on their lap, slightly bent at the elbow, and this time partially pronated. And then I would take my reflex hammer and just strike 1 to 2 inches above the wrist on the radius there. And then probably should just keep standing up. For the ankle, I would have the patient dorsiflex there, and I would just strike their Achilles tendon here. And then for the patellar tendon, ideally the patient would be sitting with their knees flexed, and I would just strike right here at the patellar tendon. Next, for the plantar reflex, or Binsky, as it's also known, I would just have the patient, I would just use the handle of my reflex hammer to just stroke from the lateral heel to the medial ball of the foot, like so. And then finally, for the abdominal reflex, I would again use the handle of my reflex hammer, and I would have the patient lay down on their back, expose their abdomen, and then I would just use my reflex hammer to just go ahead and medially stroke towards the umbilicus on all 4 quadrants. And that's the completion of my neuro exam. Thank you.